Hello students, I hope everyone is in good health. Today I am going to begin the new chapter, lesson 2, that is physical and chemical changes. Before I start this chapter, let me say you about the lesson 1, that is matter. PDF already I have given you in the before classes. So I hope you have got that PDF along with the exercise PDF also. Please go through them nicely and learn the question answers given over there. Now let's start the lesson 2. Physical and chemical changes. Physical and chemical changes, we will see first what are the various points comes in change. What is change actually? It is a universal phenomenon. Phenomenon means it is a universal process, because this change we cannot do by ourselves. All substance, whether it is a living or non-living, all substance undergo changes, and the changes always go around us, whether it is slow or fast or very fast or periodic or non-periodic, or the changes which we like, desirable or non-desirable. Many types of changes, always changes, it has been taking place around us continuously. So changes, these 3 points should be assembled in writing the main criteria of what is change. Now let us take an example of various categories. Example, we can change of seasons, obviously change of day and night also, growing of plants and animals, human being, growing a baby to a boy, boy to a man, to an adult and all, ripening of fruits. You have seen, you have brought some fruits and after a few days you find the fruits to be ripened. Now cooking of food, all the time we are doing in the kitchen that the food is being cooked, and it is also a change. So these are the various change we come across in our daily life regularly. Now let's see the various categories of changes we come across. Now let us see the various categories of changes. What are the changes we often see in our day-to-day life? Let us see in pair, that means in opposite way. That means first change is the natural and man-made changes. Natural changes and man-made changes. Every changes I am going to describe you separately. Next is the slow and fast changes. Third is the periodic and non-periodic changes. And the fourth one is the reversible and irreversible changes. These are the changes we often come across in our day-to-day life. Let us start with the first change, that is the natural and man-made change. The first change we are going to see that the natural changes and man-made changes. What is natural changes? Natural changes means which takes place in the nature by itself. That means we are not responsible for making it any changes. So it takes place in nature by themselves. Let us take some example like formation of day and night, causing of season. You can say growing of plants, growing of animals, growing of human being. So day by day we are growing. And natural calamities. Next point is natural calamities like the earthquake, volcanoes. This is not under the control of human being. They occurs by themselves. So this is the natural changes which often takes place by themselves. Now coming to the opposite of natural changes are the man-made changes. It occurs due to the efforts of human being. Efforts of human being means these changes can be caused by human being. For example, you can take the very good example of our day-to-day life, that is the cooking of food. So cooking of food can be done by human being. Any gold is the natural element, and from gold we are making what? The jewelry, various types of jewelry. This also made by man. Then all the television, computer, all the electronics, all the various types of electronic things are made by man. All clothes and all, everything are made by men. So you can give various types of example of our day-to-day life which are also made by man. They are coming under the category man-made. The next change is slow change and fast change. Now what is slow change? The slow, from the name also it is clear. Slow change is the changes that takes longer time to complete. It can be several hours, it can be many days, it can be several years also, it can be several months also. So it depends upon what type of example you have taken for this. Let us take some example. Rusting of iron. Rusting of iron can take several months, several years to complete this process, or several hours also. It depends upon what is the conditions you have provided for the rusting process. Next is the formation of fossils. Formation of fossil, you will see that the it takes several years, many years it takes, thousands of years it takes to make the fossil. It's a very, very slow change. Growing of plants, it also takes several months to grow. Now, curd from milk, you will see few hours it takes to make the curd from milk. We usually make it in our home. This is all the various types of example we find in the slow change. Now coming to the opposite of slow change is the fast change. Now fast change is what? The changes that take place in a very short interval of time. Short interval of time. It can be short interval, a fraction of second, can be little bit, very fraction of second you can say, or little bit within 1-2 minutes also it will take. So you can give an example. Very good example is our blinking of an eye. We blink our eyes within a second. That is also an example. Bursting of crackers, bursting of balloon, that is also can come under this. You will see fraction of second it takes to burst the crackers or balloon. Then glowing of a bulb, you give the switch and immediately the bulb glows. That is also coming under the fast change. So these are some of the example I have shown you coming under the category of fast change. Now coming to the third change. Third change is the periodic and non-periodic change. Next change is the periodic change and non-periodic change. Periodic change is what? The changes that are repeated at regular interval of time. Regular interval of time means they will occur at a fixed period of time. As you have seen in our nature also, it happens, the formation of day and night. That is the day and night example we have given. Why? Because you will always see that the day is followed by night. You will never see day is following the day. So these are all coming under the formation of day and night. Like the season change also is a very good example of periodic change. You will see that the summer follows by rainy. Like this you will never find that the rainy season is following the summer. Like this you will never find. So they are periodically coming under one after another. Next is the moving of the pendulum. You have seen in the wall clock that how the pendulum moves, equal distances move in the left hand and right side. Like this few examples you can take from the periodic changes. Now opposite of periodic changes is the non-periodic changes. Non-periodic changes are what? They don't occur at regular interval. They are not repeated. They are not repeated. It is the key word. They are not repeated at regular interval of time. That means they can occur at any time. Like occurrence of what? Earthquake, volcanoes, any natural calamities, landslide. They can occur at any time. You will never know that when is going to come. Now falling of leaves from trees. This is a very natural phenomena. You will often find that you are cleaning under the tree, everything. Now after some time you will find that some of the leaves again fell down. That means what? Falling of the leaves from trees is very unoccasional. You cannot say that they will, once I have cleaned the floor, so it will never fall now. So person falling sick, you cannot say that today I am well, so tomorrow I will never fall sick. So these are the non-periodic changes. You cannot say that when it will occur. Periodic and non-periodic change. The fourth change is the reversible change and the irreversible change. Now what is reversible change? Reversible change means what? We can bring it back to the original state again by changing the condition. Now what is condition means here? Temperature, pressure, then catalyst. These are the condition which can help them to bring back to its original state. So temperature plays a very important role as a conditions. Let us see. Changes in a substance can be reversed by changing the condition. This is the keyword, by changing the condition. Now what are the condition? It can be temperature, it can be pressure. By increasing the pressure or increasing the temperature or decreasing the temperature, we can easily bring back the substance to its original state. That means they are physically changing, not chemically taking part. Now that's why we can also tell this reversible change as a very temporary change. Okay. Now let us take an example. Water to ice. How water can be changed to ice? You know very well. In our home also we do. We put the water in the deep freezer. Then what happens? It gets cooled in the deep freezer below 0 degree and it gets changed to ice. So what we do? By cooling. That means we are decreasing the temperature. Now the opposite takes place. If we take out the ice and keep it on the dining table as a room temperature, it will change back. After some time we find that it change back to water. Or if we want to bring back to water very quickly, we can heat also. In this way we find that the water remains the same, The chemical composition of the water, that means water is actually H2O. Water remains the same. Water is not changing to other compound. So, physically they are changing only from solid to liquid, liquid to solid. That means we are bringing back again the original substance back. Now, opposite takes place in the irreversible change. What is irreversible change? If a substance cannot be brought back to its original state after a change. That means when you do the changes, the substance cannot be bring back to its original state. That means a new compound, a new substance will be formed after the change takes place. That's why we cannot bring back to the original state. That means they are one type of permanent change. We can say it is a one type of permanent change. That's why we see that they cannot be brought back to the original state. For example, we find that the burning of paper, you burn the paper or you can burn the wood, it will convert into ash. Now the ash is the product which is formed by burning the wood or the paper, but the chemical composition of the ash, as well as we cannot bring the ash back again paper or wood again, so it is a totally permanent change, and the chemical component of the ash is totally different from the paper or wood by which it is made up of. Now, cooking of food is a very good example of our day-to-day life. We are cooking the food, the raw things becomes cooked. The same thing again comes to the next example, also of our domestic use only. When we turn the milk to curd, we cannot bring back the curd again back to milk. So these are almost permanent type of changes. Various types of changes we often come across. The various types of changes you will see in the book itself. You will find in your book when you will read them nicely. In chemistry, what are the basic requirements? What are the basic changes we deal about? So students, we have learned so many categories of changes, but in science, in chemistry, all the above mentioned categories changes are be classified into two broad categories. What are the two broad categories? That is, first one is physical changes, second one is chemical changes. Let us know one by one about the physical changes and then chemical changes. Let's first see about physical changes. The definition of the physical change should contain these 4 points together. Then physical change is a temporary change where no new substance is formed and the chemical composition of the original substance remains the same. That means the chemical composition, there will be no change. Water will not become petrol. So chemical composition will remain the same, no new substance will be formed, and it is a temporary change. That means you can bring back to the original substance again. Then what will be the changes then? Only change in some physical properties. What are the physical properties? Like color, state. State means whether it is solid to liquid, liquid to gas, like this. Shape, it is round now it will become the flat. So like this shape and size, big will become small, small will become big. Like this. In the only some of the physical properties can change. So what is physical change? Physical change is a temporary change where no new substance is formed and there is a chemical composition of the original substance remains the same. Only change in the some of the physical properties are found, like color, state, shape and size. Let us see. Now we will talk about the next one, that is the chemical change. Now we will see the definition of chemical change. We will merge these 3 points together to make the definition of chemical change. It is a permanent change. Just whatever the explanation we have given for physical change, it will just the opposite of that. It is a permanent change. New substance will be formed and chemical composition, physical and chemical properties will be always different from the original substance from which it is made up of. Suppose I am burning the paper, it is turning to ash. So ash will never be the same with the paper. So it will be totally different, whose properties, physical properties, chemical composition, a new substance, and we cannot bring it back, so it is permanent also. So burning of paper is a very good example of chemical change. Cooking of food, I cannot bring back the cooked food to raw food. So these are the very good example of chemical change. So students, we have done the physical and chemical change today and the various types of changes in our day-to-day life. It happens, the 4 types of pair I have told you with examples. So please keep learning them. In the next class, I will discuss about the major characteristics of the changes, physical and chemical changes with examples, as well as the We will show some examples with the help of reactions as well as the simultaneous changes also I will discuss in the next class. So keep learning and be healthy.